Welcome back to our channel on this absolutely beautiful day. It is always a joy to sit down and share these moments with all of you. We have a mountain of exciting things to unpack today, so I am not going to beat around the bush or waste a single second. Let us jump straight into the heart of Port Charles and see what is brewing for the final week of July. I have got to start with something that just warms the soul, because in this life, nothing is more important than family. Robert Gossett is coming back as Marshall Ashford, and I could not be happier about it. There is something deeply moving about a grandfather getting to meet his newborn grandchild for the very first time. It is the kind of pure, unadulterated joy that reminds us all of what truly matters in this crazy, fast-paced world. We all know Marshall has had his fair share of struggles in the past, carrying heavy burdens and working so hard to rebuild his family ties. To see him standing tall now, holding that precious new life, is just a beautiful testament to healing. But Marshall is not just coming back for baby cuddles and sweet moments. He is stepping right into the fire to stand by his son, Curtis. Curtis, a former police officer and private investigator, is a strong, capable man who owns the Savoy, but right now he is facing a tremendously stressful legal trial. The burden on his shoulders is immense. When the chips are down, even the strongest man needs his father to lean on. Seeing Marshall step up to the plate to provide that emotional rock for Curtis is just wonderful. It shows how far they have come in mending their fences, proving that blood truly is thicker than water. Now, moving over to the younger crowd, I have been keeping a close eye on Kai Taylor. He is really trying to establish a better path for himself, and I always respect a young man who tries to walk the straight and narrow. He is taking his old buddy Quinn to task, practically backing him into a corner and forcing him to make things right with Trina Robinson. Trina is a remarkable young woman who has faced numerous personal and legal challenges in her young life. She has a remarkably strong moral compass, and she deserves nothing but respect. If Quinn wants any chance at redemption, he has to start by looking Trina in the eye and offering a sincere apology. I think it is a fantastic lesson in accountability. You make a mess, you clean it up. Kai is acting very protective here, showing a determination that I find quite admirable. But just when you think things might settle down and Trina might find some peace, a massive storm blows in from the lake, threatening to turn everything upside down. Lord have mercy. The situation at the lake is about to get completely out of hand, and it has me pacing the floor. Drew Kane, a former Navy SEAL who has already survived so much trauma, ends up being pushed into the water. The shockwaves from this assault are going to hit everyone hard. The truly tragic part here is how easily folks jump to the wrong conclusions. Trina and Kai are going to witness the aftermath of this terrible scandal, and they are going to start pointing fingers in the completely wrong direction. They are barking up the wrong tree entirely by assuming Sweet Willow Kane is the one who pushed Drew. Bless her heart, Willow is a former teacher, known far and wide for her peaceful, sweet demeanor. She is as gentle as a summer breeze, yet she is about to be painted as a violent villain. It is just a crying shame. Meanwhile, the real culprit is Nina Reeves. We all know Nina has a long history of emotional instability and acting out of pure, impulsive desperation. She pushed Drew in a volatile moment, but she is hiding her guilt and letting Willow take the heat. It just breaks my heart to see a sweet, innocent person dragged through the mud and confused by false accusations, while the guilty party hides in the shadows, letting someone else pay the price. Speaking of fierce women who do not back down, hold on to your hats, because Serena Baldwin is marching into town on July 30th, played by the wonderful Kelly Kruger. She is a legacy character returning with a razor-sharp business acumen. If you have been following the corporate mess over Deception Cosmetics, you know Lucy Coe is absolutely desperate for leverage. She is anxious, backed into a corner, and when a woman like Lucy is desperate, she brings in the heavy artillery. Serena is not here to play nice or make friends. She is fierce, unyielding, and ready for a corporate fight. She is willing to play hardball and use underhanded tactics to protect Lucy's interests. I have a feeling Serena is going to be like a fox in the henhouse over there. Michael Corinthos, who is a prominent businessman and the son of Sonny and Carly, is going to find himself caught in the crossfire. He will be going toe-to-toe with Serena in some very tense scenes. And do not even get me started on Brooklyn Quartermaine. Brooklyn is fiercely loyal to her family and her business. She is defensive, angry, and ready to fight back against these deceptive tactics. It is going to be a massive clash of titans, and I cannot wait to watch the sparks fly in that boardroom. But the boardroom is not the only place where danger is lurking. There is a new mysterious executive named Hudson coming to town, played by Troy Lennon-Appel. Now this fellow sends a real shiver down my spine. He is determined, dangerous, and highly focused on hunting someone down. I have been putting the pieces together, and it looks like his arrival spells major trouble for Ethan Lovett. Ethan has always been an adventurous soul who finds himself in dangerous situations, but he might have bitten off far more than he can chew this time. He tampered with a cold case box at the police station, stealing a DNA sample to figure out the deep mystery of Phoebe's biological father. Now Ethan is fearful and desperate, forced to go on the run to save his own skin. It makes you wonder, is this Hudson fellow Phoebe's real father or just a dangerous employee doing his dirty work? If you ask me, Phoebe's daddy might be a classic, terrifying villain from the town's dark past. Ethan has jumped out of the frying pan and straight into the fire, and the suspense of this dangerous secret is just eating me up inside. Now let us sit down and talk about the men who usually run the underworld. Jason Morgan and Sonny Corinthos are having a reunion, but it is far from sunshine and roses. I have watched these two stand shoulder to shoulder for years. Jason has been the stoic, loyal enforcer, thick as thieves with Sonny. But things are changing, folks. Jason is tired of the mob life. He wants out, and honestly, who can blame him? A man can only carry that heavy, dark burden for so long before he needs to find a new path. But Sonny is a powerful boss who demands absolute loyalty, and losing his right-hand man is leaving him stubborn, defensive, and heartbroken. To fill that massive void, Sonny is leaning incredibly hard on his half-brother, Rick Lansing. Now, I have never fully trusted Rick. A leopard does not change its spots, and Rick has always been an opportunistic lawyer with a manipulative streak, constantly seeking validation. Jason sees right through it and tries to warn Sonny, but Sonny is as stubborn as a mule. He rushes to defend Rick, pulling him closer. It is a recipe for absolute disaster, and I fear Sonny is blinding himself to the truth just because he is hurting. And my heart just aches for Britt Westbourne in the middle of all this chaos. Britt is a brilliant doctor with a tough exterior, but underneath it all, she has such a vulnerable heart. She has had such a complex romantic history, and if Jason decides to walk away from his old life, it seems he might be walking away from her too. The thought of Britt facing the end of this relationship, sitting alone, heartbroken, and swallowed by intense loneliness, is just terribly sad. She has fought so hard to find a genuine connection, and it feels like the rug is being pulled out from under her once again. I just want to reach through the screen and give her a big, comforting hug. Finally, we absolutely cannot ignore the young folks, because the teenage drama is heating up in a very dark and dangerous way. Young Giovanni Palmieri is catching the eye of sweet little Emma Scorpio Drake. Emma, the beloved daughter of Robin and Patrick, is just a darling girl. She is innocent and completely unaware of the dark storm gathering around her. That storm goes by the name of Charlotte Cassadine. Charlotte is letting the green-eyed monster take complete control of her mind. She is intensely jealous, irrational, and completely obsessed with Gio. She sees Emma as a massive romantic obstacle, even though Emma is underage and not a real threat to Gio's current relationship. But Charlotte is Valentine's daughter, and she has those dark, manipulative Cassadine traits running deep in her veins. When a Cassadine feels threatened, they do not just get mad, they scheme and destroy. I am genuinely worried for little Emma. Charlotte's irrational possessiveness is a ticking time bomb, And I just pray someone steps in and notices the danger before she does something terrible that she cannot take back. This upcoming week is shaping up to be an absolute roller coaster of emotions, full of fresh faces, bitter rivalries, and shocking twists that we will be talking about for months. I am sitting on the edge of my seat, and I know you all are too. It is times like these that remind me why I love getting so deeply invested in these stories. The drama, the heartbreak, the beautiful family bonds, it is all just so wonderfully human, and I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds.